everybody. So we are the Hallmarkies podcast, and we're so excited. We have a very, very special interview. Anybody who follows our podcast will know how excited we are about this. I'm Rachel, and Amber's here.
Hi, everybody.
And we have Kimberley Sustad here to talk with us. This is so exciting.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much for agreeing to talk with us.
You guys, I'm like having 9 lives of freaking out right now.
Oh, man. I wish I had my cat with me.
Yeah. If you don't know, so 9 Lives of Christmas, we'll talk about it later on, but it's one of our favorites.
It is my absolute favorite. Yeah. Like, not even just of Hallmark Christmas movies, of like all Hallmark movies. It's probably one of my favorite just straight up movies of all time. So it's good.
Are you a cat lover?
I am.
Okay.
And then, so obviously, the cat stuff's fun, but it's just such a fun movie, and it's really up to like your charisma that makes that movie so great. And we'll go into it later, but
yeah. So
it's so funny because normally there was I can't remember. I think I was traveling home from Florida working on a different project, and one of the people that works for the airline was like, are you from the 9 Lives of Christmas? And I was like, yep, that's me. And she's like, oh my gosh, the cat was so good. I was like, yeah. I was kind of standing there kind of beaming like, oh, what did you gonna say? And she's like, your cat was the cutest and the best part of that movie. She must have gone on for like a minute about how amazing the cat was. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to my seat. Okay, thanks. Bye.
That's hilarious. Oh well, I mean, it's cats. What can you do?
Yeah.
So we like to just ask our guests to introduce themselves and just say what inspired you to become an actor.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I have 2 daughters now, and now I'm like, just become doctors. Something that adds to society in any real way. Because oftentimes I just feel like, what am I doing? But that's for another day. I always grew up dressing up and dancing around. All of my family are quite A-type personality. Mm-hmm. They work for the government, nurses, doctors, Justice Department workers. Then there was me, the like special one that loved to like wear high heels before I could walk and dress up in princess dresses and lip sing in the mirror before it was cool, before lip sing battle ever happened. I just always loved the art of escaping into a movie, escaping into a good play. It's just always kind of been a part of me. And I just woke up one day and was like, I was going to give this a real shot, and then started doing that.
Mm-hmm. So you kept your family fun and sane, sounds like to me.
Yeah, I used to make them all sit down on the couch and watch me. So I don't know if that was like fun for them, but I was like always having, you are going to sit and watch me perform this song for the 3rd time in a row because I'm awesome kind of thing where they would.
That's so funny.
They might say differently, but.
I mean, I'm sure your parents were like, it was amazing. And your brothers and sisters were like, it was fine.
Just roll their eyes. Do we really have to? Yes.
That's so cute.
You know how angry she gets if we don't sit and watch. And I actually demanded full attention. Like, you couldn't carry on conversation at all. It was eye contact and silence the whole way through. It was very narcissistic of me. So
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see when your kids want you to watch them perform. You're like, oh wow, this was not as exciting as I thought it was.
This is horrible.
Unbelievable. I don't believe you for a second. You're acting right now.
Oh, I know. It's going to be the worst. It's going to be the absolute worst. I have a few friends that have kids that are actors already, and I'm like, do you give them notes? Because that's all I would be doing. I'd be being like, I wouldn't say it that way, you know. I'd be the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could I just give you a line reading right now? Could I just do that? Yeah.
You need to put more spirit into it. You're not embodying the character enough.
What is your motivation?
The worst director
what is your motivation for getting that cookie?
Yeah. Really seeing your need here. I'm not really seeing it.
That's funny. So did you grow up watching with that family of yours? Did you grow up watching like a lot of like romantic movies or Christmas movies, like Hallmark type movies? Was that something
I love? I grew up in the prairies of Canada, and we didn't have Hallmark. In fact, I didn't even know it existed. I started acting. Mm-hmm. But I did love romantic comedies. I was, and still am, a sucker for a good one. 2 Weeks Notice, Pretty Woman. I mean, you name it. Whole, like any romantic comedy. I just, loved it. Sandra Bullock, Julia Roberts. All of those great romantic comedy actresses. I was never like, maybe not smart enough to get like the really deep movies. I just liked the romantic comedies. Yeah.
I knew there was a reason I liked you so much. You're just the best. Okay.
Yeah, I love those romantic comedies from like the 90s to like 2000s. Like I miss them so much.
They were the best.
Yes, we haven't had a good one.
I know. Name some titles right now.
Like,
gosh,
I don't know, like Legally Blonde or Just Like Heaven or While You Were Sleeping, or we could go all day.
10 Things I Hate About You.
You've Got Mail.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, You Got Mail.
Yeah.
All of the, what was her name? Maybe edit this part out. I can't even. Meg Ryan. Oh, I loved her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just miss them so much. It's like, come back to us, please. Come back.
Maybe they will. I think that's what we need right now, our society.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah, for sure. They were good. Those were good times.
Yeah. And yeah, what about Christmas movies? Did you watch a lot of Christmas movies as a kid?
I don't, funny enough, I had my very first Hallmark moment with younger kids. We were in Arizona because my parents have a house there, because they're retired now and they like to golf. But we were there for Christmas and we were all sitting around, and my nephew at the time was like 16. As my sister's kids, and we were all sitting around and we're like, let's watch Love Actually. And I love that movie. Yes. But we started watching it and I totally forgot how dirty it was. Those Brits and their dirty humor. And, like the porn part comes on and I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, Martin Freeman, put on your clothes.
I'm sitting with my 16-year-old nephew doing this. Oh my gosh. So I was like, turn it off. And then we just put in a Hallmark movie, because it's like so clean and good. There's never a moment where I think, oh wow, they're gonna pretend to be in a porno or take their clothes off or something where I have to awkwardly sit with my 16-year-old nephew through that. No thanks. And then I realized this is what we're here for.
Right.
All family fun entertainment. So no, we didn't have it then, but we could have used it when I was growing up. That's for sure.
Yeah. There's so many times when I think that that's happened where it's like, oh, give me back to Hallmark. Give me back to my wholesome family value programming.
I mean, just last week we tried to watch a Lifetime movie,
Ooh.
and we were like, my eyes! Because we've been so entrenched in Hallmark.
Yeah. It was traumatizing. Yeah.
I know. I've been doing a lot of Hallmark movies, and then I've recently just started season 3 of Travelers. Mm-hmm. So just playing a new character on that show. But I went back to their first season to do, obviously, research and kind of catch myself up on the whole thing. And like the very first episode, there was like almost a run. There was like all this people dying, and I was like, oh my gosh, no. I'm so used to nobody dies, everybody has a pet, everyone's lip gloss is perfectly so, and everyone has beautiful curls, you know.
Well, I mean, the only people who die are at the beginning of a murder mystery. That's the only
right. And we never actually truly see how they die. They're just kind of lying there dead.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. Unless they're poisoned, and then we're like, oh, they were poisoned. Then we know.
Yeah.
Right, but then it's like they drink their cup, and then they're like pan to 2 minutes later, and then they're lying down on the floor. We don't actually like see them choking,
right,
foaming at the mouth, and then keeling over. You know, where you're like, oh my
wedding.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No. Yeah. So they're like, and he died. Just so everybody knows, he's dead, and don't worry, because somebody will pay and get a slap on the wrist, and it'll be okay.
Yeah,
it'll be good.
The whole town is going to come together because of this death.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, how else would cupcake makers be able to fight crime if it wasn't for that? You know, what are you going to do? So,
is this the gourmet detective? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, just all of them. There's like, if you are a chef, you probably learned how to solve crimes in chef school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Clearly. You have mad skills at solving crimes.
They're like, this is how you julienne a tomato. This is how you find DNA evidence. It's just part of the curriculum at the...
Well, cooking is all about the details, right? You can't miss the details. So,
yeah.
They're really good at spotting those.
So, well, let's start talking about some of your films. So your first movie for Hallmark was Bride for Christmas, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that one's a favorite, I think, of many, many a Hallmarkie, we like to call us. And it's a little bit, your character in there is a little different for Hallmark, being an LGBTQ character. And I was wondering what you thought about that character and what that was like.
I wondered if people caught that. I guess so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not like, you know, it's mentioned. And it's just interesting that they've kind of stopped having that. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess they stopped having that. But I think that makes you kind of set apart from all the rest of the actors and actresses, because you, I think, are the only one in the history of Hallmark.
And we think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that. But I remember it being a bit of a controversy on set, because originally the script had me at the end at the wedding scene with my girlfriend at the wedding.
Mm.
And then I catch the bouquet, and then I was like, "Ooh, are we gonna get married?" But then they didn't want that. So I think there was a bit. Of course, they don't involve me in all of it, but yeah, they kind of they backed off just a little bit of that. But I guess when I think about it now, yeah, very surprised that they sort of allowed the mentioning of it too, because they're very conservative of the way they go about things. As you know, they're very sort of formulistic, if that's a word, in the way that they tell stories and who they tell stories about. And I don't know what their necessarily their stance or anything like that is on it. I don't get into politics with Hallmark, but it was it was fun. It was fun to sometimes I'm either the romantic lead or the best friend or the sister of somebody. So it was nice to have a little twist on that character, for sure. Something that was a little bit different.
That's what we like about
her
it.
personality in that film was funny anyway. Yeah.
And we really, I'm just wondering that the chemistry between you and Ariel Krebel as just like fun little sister thing was so great. I'm assuming you guys had some, good chemistry off camera as well, because she seems like she's a pretty fun gal.
She's so fun and she's so sweet. It was one of my very first Hallmarks, and she does a lot of them now. I don't know if that was her first or not, but she was great person to show me the ropes and kind of take me through the whole thing. And she's done like hosting and all kinds of like game show thingies, and like she's just a really fun, outgoing personality. So we both got along really well and laughed a lot and cracked a lot of jokes. And so we did immediately have a very sisterly kind of, I think the very first thing when we met, we went and got our nails done together.
Fun.
And it just seemed, it just seemed very natural and easy. Yeah.
Cool. That sounds really good. And we love Andrew Walker. He's one of our favorites. Hallmark.
Doesn't he look like Tom Cruise from the side? You ever pick that up? Like just a little, like a hinty Tom Cruise?
I can see he's so much taller.
No.
That
I don't know. He has the charisma of Tom Cruise too.
I think it's like the crookedy smile.
Yeah.
Like with like the slightly upturned of the
profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. So, all right. So then you were in, so you have some really eclectic, in the world of Hallmark, your roles are kind of eclectic. And so you were in Signed, Sealed, Delivered, and the episode, your character had been raped, which is again another spot that Hallmark doesn't typically go. And so that was a pretty emotional role. What was that like?
Wow, I've never even thought about these things. I really have played random things that Hallmark has tried. I'm like their experiment actress or something like that.
They're like, she's so good she can pull it off. Let's try something here.
Yeah, you're like the edgy.
Episode was the writers and I think creator of Signed, Sealed, Deliver. She had some... I'm not saying that she was necessarily, that was her story, but it was a personal story to her, that episode. And originally it was going to be the first one that they aired, but they had some casting things. They were looking for the person. And I don't know where I was, but I came on the scene, and then I think they aired it as the third or fourth one, and it was one of the most viewed. So I think some of those really real edgy movies, I think, like you guys are saying, with A Bride for Christmas, just having those different roles in there that aren't super typical, really do well with Hallmark. And I think they come from a place where they are people's reality. There is a truth to it, not just a gloss.
Yeah.
So that one was special, and I love playing edgy things. And so I think I had like I had a baby by the person that I had been raped by.
Yeah.
And it wasn't actually my husband's. It was. There was like a lot of things happening there.
Yeah.
And
And like it could have gone
remember there
super
was
soapy, but they treated it so like respectfully, and it wasn't for like the shock value of it. So it was so believable and like sympathetic.
Yeah.
I mean, she really knows
I
what she's doing, Martha
I think I had some like
Williamson.
wicked 80s hair too at
Mhm.
one point. Yeah. At my bachelorette party or some.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love those roles. The guy that played the creepy guy that did that to me in the bathroom, he was for real scary. I remember just being like, you're playing this really well. I need to move.
Like tone it down on the method acting there a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go sit over here now. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's actors, right? We just like love a good gritty. I don't know. I don't know if there's too many people that you meet in life that's like, wow, today I'm addicted to heroin, and tomorrow I'm getting raped, and then I got robbed, and now I'm in a romantic comedy, and now the guy left me, and okay, I'm gay. Woo, it's awesome. We just really get on fire about those things.
Yeah.
So.
Is it hard though to like when you go into the studio to like build up that emotion and like I don't know, that seems like it would be challenging to be like, okay, today I gotta do this. Or are you just such a pro that it's
I think oh yeah, I am just a pro. It's for me, I think if the story is living in some shape, that may not be your specific story, but somewhere in my humanity there is a relatability or even an empathy. Empathy is a huge one for me as an actor. That usually wells up the emotion pretty quickly.
Cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So, all right. So this is so exciting. We are talking about the 9 Lives of Christmas now, and we could probably have the entire episode interview all about the 9 Lives of Christmas. And so I'll just say, I'll start with the first question. So what was it like to work with Superman in a movie?
He is the nicest person ever. He really is. I mean, if you check out his Instagram and the things he promotes and the things that he says, he's really like that in person. He's just very generous and caring and thoughtful, and I think he grew up in Iowa, and I don't know if it's like the small town boy in him, but yeah, he's got good roots. So I don't know, sometimes if you meet people and they're like from the big city of LA their whole life or something, he's just got this kind of small town about him that's very real, and maybe it's the prairie girl in me that's relates to that. But yeah, he was very nice and very quirky and kind of funny in his own quirky way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you guys got along pretty well.
We did. Yeah. At the time, I remember and I think he's still really into this, but he's like, of course, if you have a body like that, you're really into your diet too. So he drinks this like bulletproof coffee that if you drink it in the morning, it has all these crazy ingredients in it. It keeps you full all the way to lunch. And he would make that for me on set every day. And I thought, it's true. Really does keep you full. I'm like the last I eat all dressed chips or ketchup. Oh my gosh, I'm in Canada. You have no idea what those are.
But I've seen the bags on the internet. So I'm like visual.
I'm like the chicken fingers, chicken nuggets kind of gal, and he's like paleo bulletproof kind of guy.
Yeah. How far can I stretch one cup of coffee for a day's meal?
Yeah. Or like, I don't quite understand your passion, but I'll devour whatever you put in front of me, so go ahead.
Oh, well, cool. I mean, I guess you don't get to be Superman by chicken nuggets, so that makes sense. So what was it like working with all those cats?
And did they just have the 2 cats, or were there like spare cats for helping when the one cat got tired?
No, it was just those cats, and I didn't even know at the time that you could train cats. You know, I thought cats were the kind of animal that was just kind of like, I'm going to do what I want. Okay. Next kind of animal. They kind of seem that way, you know, like, come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. And they're like, no, thanks, I'll stay here. But they were trained. They did everything this little trainer would do. I mean, they were very, very good to them. These cats were treated, I'm pretty sure, better than I was, but yeah, they would never overwork them or make them do something more than, you know, their trainer and keeper thought would be comfortable. But they were amazing. It was just the 2 of them.
Oh, it's 2 cats.
Which cat did you like better, Ambrose or Queenie?
This was the really fluffy one, right?
I think Queenie was more fluffy, had longer hair.
Okay, which one was the orange one?
That's
Ambrose.
Yeah.
Okay, Queenie was so like every time that was my cat. You would pick her up and it was like a fluff ball mania of hair that just like you know when you wear like MAC lip gloss or something like that, it just like literally attracts everything in the atmosphere to your lips. Yeah. And you spend like 20 minutes. I can't even wear that lip gloss anymore because of that. You spend like 20 minutes picking stuff off your lips that have like just the wind blew. But her hair, literally, I would pick her up and it would be like 5 minutes of picking off all the hair off my face after I put her down. She was hairy.
You could have made your own stunt double for the cat out of your lip gloss.
I'm sounding so intelligent right now. But people are like, okay, next. She was so, cuddly and fluffy. I think Ambrose had more tricks in her bag, but yeah, every time I picked up Queenie, she would just purr so loud that sound with my mic. We had to keep moving my microphone. So she would just like, because I had pick her up and all you would hear in my mic, because when we're mic'd acting, it was like, we're like, we can't even hear what you're saying. The cat's so loud. So bit of a scene stealer, that one.
Yeah. Diva cat. Who knew? So why do you think that this movie is a favorite of so many? It's aired all the time on Hallmark at Christmas. What do you think it does right?
One thing that I really, well, other than the cats, because people are insane about cats. They just love the cats, i.e. the person, checking me onto my flight. It's like, personally, I think it has nothing to do with me or Brandon. It has everything to do with the cats, but them aside, I think what I really liked about this script, first of all, it was funny, but second of all, it was about a girl who wore terrible looking sweaters and was pursuing something that was real and a little bit above her circumstances, and came from something that was difficult, her parents not being around and having to look after her sister. And she just, the character just struck me as really real in that way. And therefore, she was just really kind of down to earth. And then, of course, Brandon had the supermodel girlfriend, right? And we could really cheer on my character. I felt like people could root for the underdog, is what it seemed like. And then, of course, Brandon's gigantic heart, which he really does have in life, shone through as well. And I think that is made for something for all the ladies to swoon over as well. So, does that answer the question?
Yeah, that's great. I also do just want to highlight that you are so funny in this movie, because all of your deliveries are just so spot on and perfect that you are the greatest. Just needed to say that.
It's also one of the only Hallmark movies that's in like a warm climate. There's like no fake snow. There's no it's in like Southern California, I think is where it's supposedly set. But like it's just like it's a trailblazer in that regard.
Yeah. I saw one of the producers the other day. We were talking about another project, Jim Head, and he also reminded me that it was one of the only films he's ever done in which I talk about cat diarrhea. So there's that.
Funny.
I mean, that's an appeal right there.
Oh my gosh, you everything about that movie is so funny. I watch it all the time. It's like, you'd be like, oh, I'm alarmed to be talking to someone who watches this movie that much. But, and like, I bought it for like everybody for Christmas. So I was just like, here, have a copy of the DVD.
True story. She got like a whole box full from Amazon.
I'm sitting here going, do they really like this movie for real? Or do they say this to all their Hallmark actresses?
No,
but now
real.
I'm starting to believe you.
It's you. Like,
Amber even said to, like, Paul Campbell is like her favorite, and she even said to Paul Campbell that 9 Lives of Christmas was her favorite.
And like, you are I'm not lying when I say you are my favorite Hallmark lady. Like, every time you're in one, I'm like, yes, we did it, you guys. She's back. It's time. Because every time, even when you're not being funny, like, you're so believable, and you're able to, and like, put humor where there's supposed to be humor if it's available. Like, you're just the best.
Yeah.
I don't want to gush at you.
Yeah, go back and listen to our Paul Campbell interview, and you'll hear. We even convinced him to watch it. He was like, that'll become my new favorite. And
I love you, ladies. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's
the scene after you see him at the party and he lied, and you are so upset. Yeah. I think is just like maybe one of my favorite scenes ever in any movie, because you're being so vulnerable and like, but also so realistic of how someone would act, and like the line's great and your delivery is perfect because you're still like slightly funny even though you're so upset. And I just want to be like, you're amazing. Thank you for being so great and making that movie so wonderful.
That's a good scene. I love the way that you can like see just like the expression when you see him from all the way across the room, and you're like,
what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah. WTF.
First of all, I put on this dress that I don't even want to be in to look all hot for you.
Right.
And I show up to a party that I'm not the most sociable person around. I'd rather be studying. So I'm in an environment in which sucks. And looking for you, and there you are with your supermodel girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah. It was super rude.
And walking in heels that I'm not great at walking in, actually, as a person, too.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, yeah, these are going to go with your dress. And I was like, okay, well, good luck filming me walking. Also, yeah. So
you should try to get them to do a sequel. You should.
maybe the funny part that you're talking about in my reaction is trying to run out of there in my heels.
Yeah, the 10 Lives of Christmas should be a thing.
Yeah, you know, you should run Hallmark and ask them, because Brandon is actually filming DC Legends of Tomorrow here in Vancouver.
Yeah.
We're both doing projects in Vancouver right now.
Oh my gosh.
So we could probably squeak out a sequel while we're here.
Amber.
I am going to be blowing up Bill Abbott's Twitter.
Yeah.
You really should.
So great. How great. That would be really
and like
good.
You know for a fact that it would probably beat out any Candace Cameron Bure vehicle, because this movie is beloved.
I mean, if we can get 4 Wedding March movies, do you think we could get 10 Lives of Christmas?
Blow it up. And you know what? I could convince Brandon to do it with me too.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's it. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
I thought he was too cool, but if he's not too cool, we're making this happen.
Yes.
No, I remember having a conversation with him. He says it's funny because he's like superhero guy on DC Legends of Tomorrow. I think they're in like 4th season or something crazy like that. And he's like, it's so funny. I go to these conferences, which are, you know, like the huge fans of like DC
Comic-Con.
Comics and stuff like that. Yeah, like, and they're just crazy for it. And they dress up in costumes. And he's like, it's unbelievable how I stand behind my booth and people are like, I just love the 9 Lives of Christmas. I love you and the cat. And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, that doesn't happen. He's like, all the time. And I said, well, would you? And that's when I actually asked him, like, do you want to do another one with me? And he was like, I would do another one with you, but that's it.
So you've actually had this conversation.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, oh yeah, we had this conversation because I told him my story about the airplane ride and how,
So
people
true confession.
love that cat movie.
I went to Salt Lake Comic-Con when Brandon Routh was there. And I got a picture with him, with me, with a cat. And I asked him if he would ever do another Hallmark movie, and he was like, I don't know, audience, what do you think? And everyone went crazy for it, and it's the best. And so I know for 100% true that people really do say that to him at Comic-Cons.
So it's a good thing you didn't say that with any kind of mocking tones, because that could...
No. No, I believed him. He's like, I'm more famous for that friggin' cat movie than I am for my like being a superhero. And I was like, hey, when a good thing's a good thing, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you had seen, like, so everyone was like, who's here for Superman? Clap, 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 clap. Who's here for DC Legends of Tomorrow? Clap, 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 clap. And then, like, anyone here for 9 Lives of Christmas? And it was like, roar, the roar of the crowd. It was so funny.
Okay, you know who you need to blow up? Jim Head's Twitter then too. Okay. Or he's on Instagram as well, because he was the producer of it. And you can say you just had an interview with me, and Brandon promised you at Comic-Con that he would do it.
So, I mean, a promise is a promise.
Yeah, I mean, and especially if the crowd went wild, you should tell him that story.
The crowd went wild. And I was so shocked, because I kind of thought, like, oh, haha, it'll be like this niche thing that, like, a few people will get. But I'm going to say, like, 95% of the audience was just, like, freaking out because they loved that movie so much. And, like, this was the grand ballroom with, like, 10,000 people. Like, it was a big deal.
I love it. I hope this movie becomes like a cult hit of some kind. It's so funny.
Yeah. It already is getting close. So, like, yeah, like, I would say I'm not going to say we mention 9 Lives Christmas in every podcast, but I would say about 2/3 of the podcast, especially at Christmas, we definitely mention it.
Well, it is literally the standard with which I compare every other Hallmark movie. Yeah. It is the only movie that officially has.
What can I do for you? What? I gotta send you a signed copy. I don't even think that would matter at this point.
I mean, all you have to do for us is just be in more things, so we can just enjoy you more. That's it. That's all I need.
Well, I mean, just the interview alone.
I know. Oh my gosh, when your rep emailed back to us and she was like, "Yeah, sure," I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is happening. This is happening."
We're pretty excited. But yeah, so you were in a couple other Hallmark movies, All Things Valentine, Hearts of Christmas, Walking the Dog. You tried to be in a dog movie. I don't know about that after your cat movie.
What was I thinking? Except I didn't own the dog at all.
Yeah. So
we forgave you for that betrayal.
Okay.
Over. But for the Past Malice movie, you got to be the
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! You got to be the bad guy. Was that fun?
I can't. But did you guys watch that one?
Yeah. Literally, if you are in the credits, I am like, okay, make it happen.
We are the
How do you
podcast.
know?
We watch all Hallmark movies.
And also, like,
I need to hang out with you guys. Seriously.
If you ever film in Utah, that's where we are. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Shout us out, and we'll bring you all the best treats from Utah to the set.
Yeah, we'll totally.
You know what?
We'll totally take you to dinner.
If you make a sequel happen for 9 Lives of Christmas, Brandon and I will fly out there and do an interview with you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. There
you go.
You've never seen so much fuel under a fire.
Yeah. So
I love it. I love that this interview is about how do we make another one. It's so amazing.
This is the most productive interview we've ever done. Like this.
Really there you go.
I mean, Paul Campbell was like, yeah, sure, you can make faces, a picture. I mean, you can sell t-shirts with my face on it, but like, this is better because then it's like, you have permission to harass Hallmark on our behalf.
Amber, we need to make a 9 Lives.
A 10 Things of Christmas t-shirt?
Yes.
That's Kate. Yep.
Yeah. Will you buy one?
Yes.
No, we'll send.
I will buy.
We'll
You know what? We'll both put it on and take pictures
Oh,
of us in it,
gosh. Okay.
since we're both in the same city.
Okay, that's happening.
All right. This is so cool.
We'll need a fan mail so we can mail it to you. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be so good.
But was that fun to be the bad guy in a murder mystery?
Oh, right. Yes. Pass malice. I like playing the bad person.
Yeah.
I like playing the victim. I like playing I don't know. I like them all. I can't even remember my name in that one, but oh yeah, Bry. I was in love with Bry, wasn't I?
You were in love with someone.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, that's right.
I was in love with Perry. Is it Perry?
Yeah, Perry.
Oh, my name was Perry.
Yeah, your name was Perry, and Bry Chandler was your lover, not lover, but you know.
Yeah. In
The
my
object
fantasy
of your affection.
life.
Preston Vanderslice.
Yeah. He's so funny. And yeah, it was great. Courtney, who they were like, we're gonna have this gunfight, and you guys are gonna you're gonna throw something at her, and it's gonna knock the gun out of her hand, and then you guys are gonna wrestle around and get knocked into a shelf, and then you're gonna struggle for the gun. And I was like, okay. Well, let's make that Hallmark believable. And I don't know if it was, but it was hilarious doing it, even though we should have been very deeply concerned about the gun and in character. We had to stop many times and just laugh, because it was like I'm rolling around literally on the ground with Courtney, and I think she's like 50. And I had just had a baby, so yeah, it was the worst timing ever to be rolling around on the ground in both of our lives, but we did it, and there it was. That's my memory from that one.
That is dedication.
Dedication. Yeah, and I just kept saying, no, I'll do my own stunts. It'll look more real. And then I think I watched it, and I was like, it does not look more real.
It looked more like you.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
And if there's one thing you learned on the podcast, we want more you.
I know. Maybe I should just stick to the romantic comedies, actually.
No, it's fun whenever you're doing it. It is fun watching you be them, the crazy murderer. Because I'm like, look what happened to Marilee. She
didn't have enough cats, so it led to.
She had too many cats.
Too many cats.
Marilee's kind of a little cray-cray. She even changed her name to Perry.
It
was
a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, she keeps playing all these other characters, but I don't get it.
So you were just in Cooking with Love
with Preston Vanderslice again.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So it was Allie,
one of my best friends. Yeah, Allie. Yeah. She's in real life one of my besties.
Do you have any idea how amazing that is? Because she is one of my favorites. She's obviously not. Don't tell her this. It'll make her feel competitive. But you're my favorite. But she's working her way up to being maybe my favorite after you. I'm just falling in love with her and all of her things. I was so mad when they wrote her off of Chesapeake Shores. Rachel, tell her.
Yeah.
How mad was I?
You were so mad. We're all what? And she's the weirdest luck with these Hallmark shows, because she was in 3 episodes of Chesapeake Shores, and then in When Calls the Heart, you think she's gonna be this big character, and then she's just gone. It's oh, but we love her.
So you know what we should do? You and Allie Liebert a Hallmark Channel series, the two of you together.
Oh,
We are talking about that. So I hope your dream comes true.
Yes, please.
we would totally watch that. It would be so fun.
Yeah, she's so funny in real life too, and Cooking with Love was a lot of fun to do because we just got to be together every day.
Yeah.
And she's got that quirky sense of humor too, and her, that she brings that to all of her characters, and she's so real and raw, and she's definitely somebody to root for. You should have her on here. I'm sure she'd do it. We have the same agent. We're all in the same family.
Look at that.
There you go.
You're just hooking us up with connections all over the place. But
well, you're gushing about 9 Lives of Christmas so much, I'm like, what can I do to give back to these girls?
Well,
I mean, if you get any money from the DVD, like, you should get residuals from that, I guess.
Well, so our friend, another podcaster, her name's Marissa Serafini. She has this idea. We talked to her, and she has this idea that if we could have basically like a Hallmark All-Stars with like all the great female, like a girls' night out, Galentine's night kind of thing movie, wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, yeah.
It could have like Allie and you and like, Lacey, Danica. It could be super fun.
It would be really fun. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Just another thing for you girls to make happen.
Because honestly,
you have lot. You better hang up now. You have a lot to do.
Oh, I know.
But really, because for me, my favorite parts of this movie was when it was just like you and Allie just like having fun and being hilarious. So, I mean, could you imagine an entire Hallmark movie of just like the ladies being fun? It would be incredible.
Oh, man. It would be. It would be. I love it. I'm sold.
All right.
We just gotta get Hallmark to write it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can get Nina on board. Our friend is. We have our
Nina
first
Weinman.
we ever did. Nina Weinman is our friend, and she's an amazing writer. And that would be so fun. Okay. Well, wow. So if only we were.
Sorry, this turned into a strange pitch session.
If only we were Hallmark corporate. Come on.
If we were Hallmark corporate, you would like.
I really feel like you're one step away from that. You have great ideas. I'm actually sitting here going, "Wow, that would be a lot of fun."
Yeah.
Right,
you tell your agent, like, they just kept talking and talking. Okay,
don't let them near Allie Liebert.
Well, so
I'll text her after this. I'll be like, guess what? You're doing a Hallmarkies interview. Done.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We would be so excited to talk to her, and to talk to Brandon would be like so exciting. I mean,
Brandon doesn't even do anything on the network. He doesn't get to be on our podcast.
But he should be the romantic lead of something of this girl night out.
Yes, for sure.
We should dump him a couple times.
Okay, imagine if it's the 10 Lives of Christmas, but like,
I like it.
Marilee's bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Gone. Yeah.
Gone Hallmark crazy.
Yeah.
Like extra snow and
they'll have like a respectable tea and like
speed skating and like really, really crazy snow fights.
And like somebody spilled hot chocolate.
Ding ding.
You guys like be storming the local Christmas festival.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or some kind of Santa shenanigans.
Yeah, he steals the presents, Marilee's got to get aggressive.
She's suddenly wrestling Courtney Thorne-Smith on the ground again. It's just
There's a gun. Oh,
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So what we do with our interviews is we have these little like teen beat fun questions.
Do they have Teen Beat in Canada?
I have no idea.
Oh, so Teen Beat was like one of those like teenage pop star magazines, and they would always have like these silly questions in the interviews.
Yeah.
So they're just silly questions. They're not like
deep questions.
Let's do it. Okay. So the first one is best ice cream flavor.
I'm so boring. Vanilla.
That is my favorite. See, I knew we were best friends. Okay, favorite color.
Red.
Great. What music?
But actually, only because I don't know if black's a color, but I really wear a lot of black. But red. Let's go with red.
Okay. I mean, you can do black. Marcus Rosner did black.
Oh, Marcus.
Yeah. But red, I mean, you're on brand.
Yeah, that's very Christmas. # Christmas.
See, I'm perfect for a sequel.
Yeah.
All right, and then so what music are you listening to right now? I mean, not physically because we're right here, but like generally, like if you had a CD player, what would be in your CD player?
What are you excited?
Do we have CD players?
No.
I'm a nerd, but maybe I'm not. Things that make me happy are like ABBA and Carole King and Barry Manilow and Barry White.
Yeah, so you're just making great choices.
We got it together, babe. You know that one?
Yeah.
I can see myself slipping into a world, you know that, and you're like, wow, I need to take a shower after that.
Are you excited for Mamma Mia 2? Are you gonna see it?
Yes.
Good. Because
I'm excited.
That's the right answer. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, and then what is your go-to date night food?
Nachos.
Amazing. What is your go-to date night activity?
Movie.
Everyone says movie. Don't feel like movies must be killing it because everyone goes on dates to movies.
What genre would you pick? What do you think's good for a date?
For a date?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good romantic comedy.
Yeah. Sometimes that can be a lot of pressure, though. I sometimes think the best movies to go on a date with is like a scary movie, but not too scary, like a PG-13 scary, because then you like can hold each other's hands. You'd be like, oh, a little scary.
Yeah. Rachel's all about putting on the moves, and I'm like,
she's strategizing here. I was like, never thought of that, but I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, help me. Like, wow.
Good. Got to think about these things. I'm 37 and single. I've thought about these things.
Oh, you're so Mary Lee right now.
Yes.
What sweater are you wearing?
But no,
and your puffy coat.
I love that sweater that has like the ice blue top and then like the cream bottom that she wears like for half of the movie. I love that sweater.
Oh man, I remember some person wrote something really rude on, I can't remember what it was, but somebody showed it to me and it was like some guy commented about how unattractive I was in these sweaters. And I was like, yeah, that's the point.
I'm going to kick that guy off the internet. What's his name? I'm going to stick my labbit on him.
Mary Lee, that's the point. Ugly sweaters. Don't give a,
Yeah, like I'm just doing class.
Yeah,
boy.
I have higher goals called being a veterinary, okay?
That's like complaining that like Bridget Jones's jumpers are not are not attractive. It's like
how unsexy her underwear were. Yeah, it's called Bridget Jones. Wow.
Right. Oh,
you like see that point? You missed it. It's
Yeah,
over there.
There it went. That point you were making, wow, bye. It's gone. You're so smart. I hope you're proud. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
All right. The next question is dogs or cats?
I'm not the best pet owner, period. Like,
I mean, you don't let them die,
I
obviously.
did not think this would be a hard question for you to answer.
I want to say cats for you so bad, but I think I might have to. If I was like honest, like a non-shedding dog.
I'm shocked. Shocked and a little horrified. No, that's fine.
I thought you would represent for cats too. Darn it.
One that gets it. Well, you know what? Actually,
No, don't let
where
us
I'm at
bully
in my
you.
wait. Let
Don't
me
let us
let
bully
me say
you.
let me say because I'm having a hard time answering this question. Maybe now because cats, like, you just throw some food in their dish and they kind of take care of themselves and they're kind of standoffish. I kind of like that now where I'm at in my life. It's like, yeah, you take care of yourself because I'm taking care of two humans.
Yeah.
Yeah. My kind of maybe cat.
Okay.
You
So the
saved
answer
it.
was
You
dogs,
saved
but
it.
you're saving face. So that's fine. That works. All right. And then beaches or mountains?
Beaches.
Yes.
Awesome. Fancy ball gowns or sweats?
Sweats.
Love it. Favorite holiday?
Didn't even hesitate.
Favorite holiday?
Like somewhere in Mexico with the crap ton of Mexican food and hot sauce and a really warm beach and tequila.
Amazing. And the last question is really hard, especially for Canadians because they don't even have the Hallmark channel, but I'm keeping it anyway. Favorite Hallmark movie?
I think a Bride for Christmas is up there.
Yeah, it really is so good.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I won't say 9 Lives of Christmas because that would be crazy of me to say. If I say 9 Lives of Christmas over and over and over again, that would be insane at the end of this interview. So, right?
Good. Do you remember what the movie was that saved that you watched after the one you were talking about with your brother?
With your nephew?
Yeah, our nephew, sorry.
Yeah, it was some Thanksgiving Day parade one. And actually, Allie was in it.
Love it, the Thanksgiving Day parade.
That's it. That's the one.
Autumn Reeser and Antonio Cupo.
Yep, and Allie played
and
the
Allie
best.
Lieber, her best friend.
Yep,
who owned
exactly the one it was.
A consignment store.
Yes, exactly. And I remember texting her from Arizona. I was like, "You just saved our evening," because my 16-year-old nephew was jaw-dropping at friggin' yeah.
That one's one of my favorites. That made my top 12 list, and so that would be a solid choice as well. I approve of your favorite. So, all right. Well, ask the Teen Beat questions.
Phew.
But we really appreciate you coming on and talking with us, letting us gush and have fun. We had a blast. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And I'll be looking out for your blowing up Hallmark, Twitter and Instagram for the 10 Lives of Christmas. Love it.
Yes. So do you have...
Because we do need to get married, right? I mean, we're living together. That's weird. We have to, in Hallmark world, be like, you have Hallmark, if you can't have any gay characters, there's some unfinished business with them living together.
Yeah, okay? See? Do you think that we could write in Allie Lieber as like your best friend who also falls in love, possibly with Paul Campbell?
Yes. Done.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
I'd watch that.
It would probably be my favorite movie of all time, not just Hallmark, because
I need to figure out who the writer was and then just give her this pitch. The 10 Lives of Christmas.
9 Lives of Christmas. It's Nancy Silvers.
Nancy Silvers. All right. Let's Twitter her and get it going.
Okay. So speaking of Twitter, do you have social media that people could contact you? Whatever.
I'm on Instagram. Okay. That's about it.
People to follow you on Instagram or no?
Sure. Yeah, it's open. Yeah.
What is it?
I think it's just my name. honestly, I don't even know, but I think it's just my name.
We'll put a link in the description section, so if people want to follow you, then they can do that. And do you have any upcoming things that you just want to plug real quick, or anything?
You know, I have to get back to the Hallmark world probably at the end of the summer, but right now I'm just doing Travelers, which is on Netflix.
Okay.
I think season 1 and 2 is in America. Season 1 is in Canada, but we're starting season 3.
Great.
And that would be the big one, because I think you guys don't get CBC in the States, but Netflix you do have. So
okay, cool. Well, great. So Amber, how can people find you?
As always, I'm at Amber Brainwaves on Twitter, and that's it.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews on iTunes and YouTube. And so lots of fun stuff going on with Hallmark. And let's make this happen with the 10 Lives of Christmas.
We got a lot of work to do, ladies.
Hashtag 10 Lives of Christmas. We really do. And so thanks again. And hopefully we can talk again soon.
All right. Thank you, ladies.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.